Hello everybody, it's vanburman here. Welcome back to another video. Thanks for joining me once again on the GTX 480 run ... insert game here. And we're going to take a look at one of the newest, or at least, well, actually no, the newest released in 2021, which is the Ascent. We looked at a few other games that have come out in 2021 as well. And yeah, we're going to be doing this one. Just for full disclosure, I've shot this video before, but I had some audio issues. So because of that, we won't have any gameplay sound. So if you can hear any fans and stuff in the background, it is the GTX 480 making a bit of a noise, naturally, as you would expect. So because I've done this before, I've already got everything sort of set up. We'll look for a few different configurations, but we've got on DirectX 11, naturally, no ray tracing, of course, no DLSS, of course, either. Everything is on low and the resolution scale is 100%. The minimum spec requirements for 30 FPS at 1080p, according to the Steam page, is a GTX 660, which is, fairly decent mid-range 600 card. A couple of, two or a whole of our architecture, because outside of the Fermi range, from the 480. So just worth bearing in mind that that's sort of, we are really below minimum spec because the focus is around 2 gigabytes of VRAM. So we're just going to resume my game, which is very early on in the game. Nothing has really happened. I would encourage you to keep an eye on this graph here, which is going to be our frame time. We want that to be as smooth as possible. So we enter the game and we've got, 25, 26 FPS roughly, with everything turned down. So we'll go and see if I can get into a little bit of combat. We'll see how it goes. There's also a few barrels, I think, that we can destroy. So we can pick up the gun. All those effects on screen. Still maintained over 20, but we had some spikes for sure. As to be expected, though, I would say. I don't think, well, you for sure are not going to get a constant 30. And as you can see, we're entering some combat here, and we had a dip right down to around 25, so not the greatest, admittedly, but we'll go and find some barrels and see how that does. Well, obviously I already know. One of the things that I haven't messed around with or haven't shown you yet would be the resolution scale, which of course is basically our only option on what we can do to improve the performance. So there's a little bit of delay because the frame rate, I presume, with the mouse, it is a little bit noticeable. It's not too bad once you start getting over 30, but yeah, ideally you would I would certainly want to play this game at 60. I don't think that's not me being a snob, but just being realistic with everybody. Okay. Well, we've seen what that... no, we just find some barrels, don't we, I guess. So I think there's some barrels around here, if I'm correct. Just something to explode to give us, a bit of a proper... give it a good test, I guess. There we go. Some barrels over there. So let's see if I can blow this guy with a barrel. I can. Oh, I don't know what that spiked down to. That went quite low. So... one of the things we can do is set the resolution scale to 80%. I'm not 100% certain what 80% is. I think it might be 900p. It's either 900p or 720p, one or the other. And you can see the graphic quality has taken a bit of a hammering, unfortunately. But, luckily it's one of those games where you can sort of get away with it a bit, I guess. That explosion happened off the camera, but we didn't drop below 30. And in fact, I think these settings might keep you above 30. Well, there we go. There's a barrel. We can give it a go. Yeah, that actually held up pretty well. So, yeah, more like 8. Well, I imagine 900p, 720p. You're going to get a much better performance. I mean, even in some areas, we're hitting into 50s as well. So, definitely an average over 30, for sure. And even in firefights, yeah, you go down into the 30s, but it'll maintain. I think, it's not as impressive as we saw with Biomutant, that's for certain. And Biomutant, I think, has a higher minimum spec requirement. I think it's got a 660 Ti as their one, or it is a 660. It's one of the two. But naturally, of course, different amounts of optimization and whatnot is gonna take place, and you are gonna have some variance. But I'll give the 480 a pass on lower resolutions. I wouldn't give it a pass on 1080p. I think it's just not suitable for that, for playing it at that. But then again, if you don't mind dropping the resolution scale a bit, you could still play it. It's still possible. And I'm more and more impressed the more games that we try to do with the 480. And okay, yeah, smaller indie games or whatever, but you could still game. Absolutely no doubt about that. And of course, the CPU, like not even breaking a sweat naturally. So there you have it. Thanks for watching, everybody. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you all in the next one. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.